Aṣíwájú l'Ẹlẹ́dùmarè fún wa nípínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́. Ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ẹ jẹ́ ká ṣe gírí, ọmọ Ọ̀yọ́ ká tẹpá wa mọ́ṣẹ́, ká bára wa sọ̀rọ̀, ká sòdodo, ká ṣohun tó tọ́ tó dára nígbà gbogbo, níbi gbogbo fún ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́. Kò ní rẹ̀yìn o, lójú mi, kò ní rẹ̀yìn o. Kò ní rẹ̀yìn o, nígbà tèmi, kò ní rẹ̀yìn o. Èmi á ṣohun tó tọ́ tó dára nígbà gbogbo, níbi gbogbo fún ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́. Aṣíwájú ni wá, aṣíwájú ni wá, aṣíwájú ni wá. Aṣíwájú ni wá.
Ọdún yìí àtúrà kò ní lè kókó mọ́ wa o. Àtúrà kò ní lè kókó mọ́ wa. Gbogbo ohun tí a dáwọ́lé á yọrí. Gbogbo ohun tí a béèrè l'Olúwa yóò ṣe. Ọdún yìí àtúrà kò ní lè kókó mọ́ wa o.
Wellsradio 89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio for wholesome content.
Olúwa ti ṣe iná o, Wellsradio ti dóde o, ẹ máa gbọ́. Ògo Olúwa lè yí jẹ́ o, Wellsradio ti dóde o, ẹ máa gbọ́. 89.3 FM làwa ń gbọ́. Wellsradio ti dóde o, ẹ máa gbọ́. Lólúyọ̀lé estate la kalẹ̀ sí. Wellsradio ti dóde o, ẹ máa gbọ́. Báwọn àgbà ṣe ń gbọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ́mọdé ń gbọ́. Wellsradio ti dóde o, ẹ máa gbọ́. Ìlérí Olúwa lè yí jẹ́ o, Wellsradio ti dóde o, ẹ máa gbọ́. Àṣẹ Olúwa lè yí jẹ́ o, Wellsradio ti dóde o, ẹ máa gbọ́. Ẹ máa gbọ́ wa gbọ́ wa o. Fúnròyìn àsìkò tó pójú owó. Fẹ́rẹ̀ ìdárayá lóríṣiríṣi. Kápolówó ọjà ò kájé ó wọgbà. Hosanna ló ní ẹ máa gbọ́ wa gbọ́ wa o. Ẹ máa gbọ́ wa gbọ́ wa. Wellsradio 89.3 FM àwa ni bàbá. Come and see Wellsradio, your preferred wholesome radio. 89.3 FM na bàbá. Come and see Wellsradio, come and see Bebe. 89.3 FM na you be oga. Come and see Wellsradio, your preferred wholesome radio. 89.3 FM na bàbá. Come and see Wellsradio, come and see Bebe. 89.3 FM now you be oga. The news that is suitable, entertainment that makes you happy, sport, education and family affairs. Come and see Wellsradio, come and see Bebe. 89.3 FM now you be oga. Come and see Wellsradio, your preferred wholesome radio. 89.3 FM now baba. Come and see Wellsradio, come and see Bebe. 89.3 FM now you be oga. Wellsradio 89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio.
Is unbeatable.
You know the vibes when you tune into Wellsradio. Your preferred wholesome radio. 89.3, they carry me go. I just follow, they carry me go. You know the vibes when you tune into Wellsradio. Your preferred wholesome radio. 89.3, they carry me go. I just follow, they carry me go. Fill your ears with wholesome news. Make it do my recover you. Dance to the rhythms and all of the blues. Things that you see on 89.3, yeah. I'm a living proof with testimony. So many blessings coming easily. Things that you get on 89.3. Tune into 89.3. You know the vibes when you tune into Wellsradio. Your preferred awesome radio. 89.3, they carry me go. I just follow, they carry me go. You know the vibes when you tune into Wells Radio. Your preferred awesome radio. 89.3, they carry me go. I just follow, they carry me go. Yeah, satisfy you on the microphone. Cha-cha.
It's Wells Radio 89.3 FM.
Radio mai lafiya, radio na iyali, radio na kowa, radio mai bada sauti. Ku ci gaba da jin Wells Radio 89.3 FM.
Radio stations jupụtara Ibadan mana naanị otu radio ka ama ama West Radio 89.3 ọ pụrụ iche ọbata obie oyoyo radio.
Masarara da mu muna gabatar da ku da West Radio FM 89.3 a garin Ibadan. Muna gabatar da ku da shirye-shirye da zai gantar da ku a wannan lokaci a saurara.
Ilé àánú Olúwa kì í
ìwàkiwà ìṣekúṣe èròkérò.
àti irú wọn ni.
ìfẹ́ ò sí kò sẹ́nìkan ó wá ìfẹ́ ó lọ ṣiṣẹ́.
àti irú wọn ni.
panṣágà àgbèrè ìwà ẹ̀rí ìpànìyàn.
àti irú wọn ni.
àánú bẹ fún ọmọ.
àánú wà.
ó tilẹ̀ ń kórí àánú pọ̀ gan lọ́dọ̀ bàbá. àánú wà. ilẹ̀ àánú olúwa.
iṣu òjò àánú olúwa.
kò ní dára rárá.
ọ̀run àánú olúwa kì máa ìwọ̀.
àánú bẹ fún ọ. ayé ṣì ń bẹ ilé ọ̀dọ́ àgùntàn ọmọ. ẹwà ògo rẹ̀ ń pè ọ́ pé máa bọ̀ wọlé ọmọ. wọlé nísinsìnyí o. ẹwà ògo rẹ̀ ń pè ọ́ pé máa bọ̀. ilẹ̀ àánú olúwa kì í ṣú láéláé.
òjò àánú olúwa.
má sọ retí inú ó pọ̀ ní àánú. kì máa í wọ̀ láéláé.
àánú bẹ́ẹ̀.
ó ti ń gorí ilẹ̀kùn àánú ṣí sílẹ̀.
òjò àánú
ilẹ̀kùn àánú ṣí sílẹ̀. ọ̀run àánú olúwa kì máa í wọ̀.
àánú bẹ́ẹ̀.
èmi mọ́ lọ́rùn àánú. wọlé wá wá mọ́ lọ́rùn àánú. yóò gbà ọ́ ní gbogbo ọ̀nà.
kì máa
kì máa í wọ̀ ọmọ.
àánú bẹ́ẹ̀ fún ọ.
And the town's the big lord.
When it's Friday, the feeling is definitely different. A wonderful afternoon to you this beautiful Friday afternoon. We trust that your day has been off to a fantastic start, like it has been over here. You're listening to Wellsradio 89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio, your number one family radio in or your state. We're reaching you from Wells Broadcasting House along Alafin Avenue, Oluyole Estate, Ibadan. Just in case you would like to pay us a visit, that's where we're at. You cannot miss Wales Radio. It's the impressive impressive white building, that has a touch of blue along Alafin Avenue, Oluyole Estate. Okay, so we are still on our test transmission band. If you've been listening to us, thank you so much for listening to us. If this is your first time of tuning in, thank you very much. We trust that you're going to have a fantastic time. We assure you of wholesome content only. By wholesome we mean safe and clean content for your listening pleasure. Whenever it is that we are on air, which will be between the hours of 12 and 8 p.m. For now, that we are on our test transmission band, you can be sure that from noon till 8 p.m. we'll bring your way educative, entertaining, and informative programs and music only. If you haven't interacted with our social media platforms, be sure to do so. As a matter of fact, right now we are live on Facebook and YouTube. So if you'd like to check us out on Facebook, on Instagram, on X, and on TikTok, we are at Wellsradio 893. At Wellsradio 893. WELLSRADIO 893 at Wells Radio 893. So like our page on Facebook, interact with our content. Right now as you're watching, it'll be nice for you to like the video, send us a thumbs up, drop a comment so we know you're there, and share our video as well for a wider reach. You know that when you share videos on Facebook, you encourage such videos to go farther. And you also know that at 12 o'clock we bring to you the very informative program called The Platform that as it is today, Adedamola would call Bagede. And on Bagede, we only talk about subjects that are educative, informative for all and sundry. You will be sure to learn something on the show this afternoon. We're going to call out our studio lines shortly when we have told you what we're going to talk about today. But until then, of course, I'm not alone in the studio. You know how we do. Every Canopy ethnic group is well represented in the studio this afternoon. We have Yoruba, we have Hausa, and we have Igbo. So Adedamola, you first.
A jẹ́ pé ká tó máa kíra wa pé ẹ kú dédé àsìkò yìí ní gbogbo ibi tí afẹ́fẹ́ ìkànnì yìí tó ń fẹ́ dé lọ́sàn-án tòní. Dídé báyìí táwa dé àdé pé kólókó mọ́ lè roko, a sì dé pé kólódò mọ́ lè rodò. Àwa tún ti dé bí ìṣe wa náà ni láti wá ṣe iṣẹ́ eléyìí tí orí rán wa. Iṣẹ́ tẹ́lẹ̀dùwà tó fi rán wa ńlá wá ṣe mọ̀ pé adébíṣẹ́ mọ̀ sì ṣe àgbà ọ̀lẹ òun ló ń tọ̀hún. Ìkànnì Wellsradio 89.3 FM ìkànnì kànga agbẹ́mọ̀gbẹ́ tó kún fún ọgbọ́n ìmọ̀ tó ń tòye àti làákàyè lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ ìbẹ̀lẹ̀ wàyé eléyìí tí Ọlọ́run bá fìdí wa kalẹ̀ sí Aláàfin Avenue èyàn ní Olúyọ̀lé Estate nílẹ̀ Ìbàdàn. Ilé funfun bọ́lá tó ń ti àmì aró búlò ní Ọlọ́run bá fi ṣe wá lẹ́ṣọ́ nẹ́kàn nìyí eléyìí tí ẹ ti ń láǹfààní àti gbóhùn wa kétékété. Ìbàdàn lábalẹ̀ sí lóòótọ́ ṣùgbọ́n káàkiri kálékáko ó ní ìkànnì Wellsradio ti ń láǹfààní àti máa jáláládé ní tìbútòrò ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ní ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ tí a ní àyín Ọ̀yọ́ eléyìí tí Ọlọ́run ọba tó ti pé kí gbogbo kó máa lọ bí ó ti tọ́ àti bí ó ti ṣe yẹ. Gẹ́gẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ti ṣe mọ̀ pé ìkànnì Wellsradio á wà fún àti ṣe àwọn ohun tó tọ́ àti ohun tó yẹ, pàápàá jùlọ mímọ̀ pèsè àti máa ṣe àgbékalẹ̀ ètò eléyìí tí ó jẹ́ pé ó mórí pípé dání. Àwọn ètò lọ́lọ́kọ̀ ọ̀jọ̀kan, àwọn ètò àgbé àṣà lárugẹ, àgbé ìwà ọmọlúàbí lárugẹ, àgbé àwọn ìwà ọmọnìyàn àgbé lárugẹ lọ́nà tó tọ́, lọ́nà tó yẹ látẹnu àwọn akéde, àwọn agbóhùnsáfẹ́fẹ́ akọ́ṣẹ́mọṣẹ́ eléyìí tọ́lọ́run ọba tó fìdí wọn kalẹ̀ tí ó gbìyàn kalẹ̀ sínú ìkànnì yìí. Àwa kọ́ Ọlọ́run ọba ni tí ní pé kẹ́ ẹ ti wá nǹkan fìdílé tàbí kẹ́ ẹ fìdílé nǹkan kẹ́ ẹ máa láǹfààní àti jẹ ìgbádùn àwọn ètò lọ́lọ́kọ̀ ọ̀jọ̀kan eléyìí tá a mú wa fún yín. Ṣùgbọ́n gẹ́gẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe mọ̀ à ṣe àyẹ̀wò irinṣẹ́ àsìkò ẹ̀ láwàá bó tilẹ̀ jẹ́ pé ó ń tẹnu bodò lọ́lọ́ ní díẹ̀díẹ̀ tó jẹ́ pé láìpẹ́ láì jìnnà báyìí gbogbo tá a mú wá fún yín á bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ni máa mú wọn wá lẹ́yọ kọ̀ọ̀kan èjèèjì nígbà tá a bá fi bẹ̀rẹ̀ iṣẹ́ nípẹ̀rẹ̀ o. Ẹ lè kọjá lọ sórí ẹ̀rọ ayélujára wa gbogbo yan lórí Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, tẹ́ láǹfààní àti wá wa tẹ́ sì rí wa tẹ́ sì máa tẹ̀lé wa ní tẹ̀lé yan pẹ̀lú at Wellsradio 893 at Wellsradio 893 lórí ẹ̀rọ ayélujára Facebook, Instagram àti X eléyìí tí ẹ mọ̀ sí Twitter tẹ́lẹ̀ rí. Bákan náà tẹ́ bá sì lọ sórí ẹ̀rọ ayélujára tẹ́ ẹ lè gbọ́ wa yálà lọ́nà jíjìn tẹ́ wà tẹ́ ẹ lè rí wa gbọ́ lórí rédíò bóyá ẹ rìnrìn àjò lọ sí ìpínlẹ̀ míì tó jìnnà díẹ̀ ẹ lè kọjá lọ sórí ẹ̀rọ ayélujára ìyẹn ìtàkùn àgbáyé ti www.wellsradio893.com www.wellsradio893.com 893 ẹ̀yin náà ti mọ̀ pé ìkànnì tẹ́ fi ń láǹfààní àti gbọ́ wa nù that is 89.3 FM ní Olúyọ̀lé nílẹ̀ Ìbàdàn. Kànga agbọ́nmọ̀gbẹ́ ti yín rèé tájọ́ mọ́ gbọ́n mi ọgbọ́n tájọ́ mọ́ gbọ́n omi òye tájọ́ mọ́ gbọ́n omi ìmọ̀ eléyìí tọ́lọ́run bá fìdí tó ti bá wa ṣètò ẹ̀ sínú kànga tiwa lágbára lọ́wọ́ Elédùmarè àní súra wa ọlọ́run ti fi wá tira wa báyìí àjọ láṣẹ pẹ́pẹ́pẹ́pẹ́ etí tẹ́ ẹ fi ń gbọ́ wa kò ní di tẹ́ máa náwó lé lórí láṣẹ Èdùmarè lórúkọ alága àti ìgbìmọ̀ tí wọ́n ń darí ìkànnì yìí lórúkọ àwọn aláṣẹ lẹ́ka kọ̀ọ̀kan lórúkọ amójú ẹ̀rọ fún sáà tí a wà yìí èèyàn alẹ́ nínú òní amójú ẹ̀rọ tó gá yàtà eléyìí tí ń bẹ ní ìgbọnà ṣàkóso lọ́sàn-án tòní Adédàmọ́lá Olóyèdé ọmọ bàbá Olómiyè òun lórúkọ tèmi jẹ́ ẹ̀kú kàlẹ́ ẹ̀kú ọlá Jímọ̀ lónìí ẹ jẹ́ ń tarí ẹ̀ lọ́sọ́dọ̀ Chukwuemeka kó kí wa léde.
ndị Igbo ndewonu daalụnụ ebe ọwụna unu si ege anyị ntị ugbu a anyị nọ na Wellsradio 89.3 FM nke dị n'ime Oluyole Estate Ibadan anyị nọ n'oge ọgbakọ oge anyị ji enwe mkparịta ụka maka ihe dị iche iche gbasara obodo anyị Naịjirịa anyị na-ewetara gị ihe ga-eme ka obi dị gị mma ihe anyị na-akpa maka ya tata woo mma agbagoro nkịtị ka maka na ibe dị n'akpa ọ dịrọ mma nje tụ ya mbọ anyị nọ n'oge ọgbakọ nke a na-akpọ platfọm n'ọnụ bekee anyị na-erute gị ntị site na Oluyole Estate biko ọ bụrụ na ị nọ na Shaki na ị nọ na Moniya na ị nọ na Lalukpọ ma ọ Lanlete ebe ọ bụla ị nọ na-anụ onu ndị Wellsradio biko kpọọ anyị n'ekwentị ka ị gwa anyị ka ị si enweta anyị ebe ọ bụla ị nọ maka na okwu anyị na-ekwu maka ya tata wuo okwu ga-adị okwu ọ kwesịrị na ị ga-ege ntị ka ịnụ ihe anyị na-ekwu maka ya tata maka na ọ nwere ihe ị ga-amụta n'okwu anyị kpụ n'ọnụ n'ụbọchị tata soro anyị na nke a na-akpọ Facebook nke a na-akpọ Instagram ma nke a na-akpọ X nke bụ Twitter n'oge mbụ ebe anwa ị ga-afụ anyị ị ga-afụ mmadụ one ma one nọ n'ime studio ugbu a okwu anyị kpụ n'ọnụ anyị ga-eme ka ị mata n'oge na-adịghị anya ka ị nụ ihe anyị na-ekwu maka ya tata ọ dị mma.
So thank you Chukwuemeka mun gode. To masu saurara da fata kuna nan lafiya. Barka da zuwa shirinmu na yau da muke kira platform daga Wells Radio 89.3 FM. Ni ne da suna Alice Barnabas kuma yau a shirinmu na yau muna kawo muku shiri ne mai lafiya kusan cewa Wells Radio yadda suna ya ce Wells wato lafiya kenan muna kawo muku shirye-shirye masu lafiya masu kyau da za su taimake mu duka ko yara ne ko manya ne duk kowaye ne wannan shirin zai taimaki kowa da kowa ne ku ci gaba da jin shirinmu na yau a Wells Radio 89.3 FM mu ne a nan Alafin Avenue Oluyole Estate Ibadan muna kawo muku sauti muna kawo muku labarai muna kawo muku tatsuniya muna kawo muku labari da shirye-shirye masu kyau da lafiya da za su taimake dukkanmu a wannan kasan da muke so ko kana ji daga Bera ne ko daga Moniya ne ko daga Bodija ne ko daga Sabo ko daga Molete duk inda kana ji ko kina ji ku ci gaba da jin Wells Radio 89.3 FM in kuna da karin bayani ko wani tambaye da za ku kara a kan shirinmu na yau da za mu yi sai ku kira wannan layin a 091-5333-4893 ku kira wannan layin a 09-53-33-48-93 to ga anu za ta ci gaba.
Well done, Alice, and thank you. Okay, so like we said before, on the platform, you can be sure that you are going to learn 1, 2, or even much more things. Yesterday, we spoke about child labor and how it has affected a lot of families. We spoke about the danger of child labor, and it was quite educative and enlightening. However, today, we are considering another enlightening topic, and this as well would have to do with everyone because people, we have family members, right? And as much as on the show this afternoon, we're young people, right? Chukwuemeka is also a young man as far as I'm concerned.
Let
him say for himself. Would you like to be addressed as a young man?
I'm not a young man.
Okay. So how
are you an old man?
I'm a man.
Okay. While we go on, you would see why I posed that question to Chukwuemeka. So we want to talk today about how to take care of the elderly. Before we came on air, Chukwemeka and I had a conversation, and he was telling me about a particular time when he was, walking on the road, this Oliole Estate road, and then he saw someone who was trying to cross to the other side, an elderly person. Well, since he's here, I'd rather have him, let us tell us about that experience.
You see, so that day it was I think it was on a rainy day like that, and I was going somewhere, and I saw a man on one side of the road. The man should be in his 70s or above, and he was trying to cross to the other side. And everybody passing there, they were so busy, they couldn't even recognize the old man. He would put his leg, he would come back again. He would put his leg, I was on the other side. So I crossed over. And I asked him, do you want to cross the other side? He said, yes, my son. I said, okay, hold my hand. So he held my hand tightly, as if we were about to to navigate a very dangerous thing. So as soon as I put my leg on the road, we don't have a zebra crossing here. I beckoned on the cyclist and the motorist. As soon as they saw me with the elderly man, they stopped. So we crossed over. The prayer that man prayed for me that day, I was shocked. Invariably, he must have been there for long, and nobody noticed it.
Àkíyèsí àti tó ṣẹlẹ̀ yìí òun ló tari wa lọ síbi tá à ń lọ lónìí. Ìyẹn túmọ̀ sí wípé àwọn ẹ má ti jẹ́ kí n sọ pé àwọn àgbàlagbà wa ẹ já bẹ̀rẹ̀ báyìí Pẹ̀lẹ́bọ́lá kò ṣe nípele olèyàn máa ń kàṣẹ nípele lẹ́yìn àlùbọ́sà ń wọṣọ tiẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ̀rọ̀ lé ayé ọ̀rọ̀ lé ayé tá à ń wò yìí ìpele kan wà tí obìnrin ó lóyún kó tó dé ìpele yẹn ó ti nípele kan tó ti là kọjá.
Definitely.
Téèyàn bá wá bímọ kọ́mọ tó ọmọ ó bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti bí à ń ṣèkẹ́ ẹ̀ kó tó di pé yóò mọ fi àyà wọ́ kó tó di pé yóò mọ rákòrò kó tó di pé yóò àmọ́ sọ pé òun fẹ́ mọ gbìyànjú àti gbẹ́sẹ̀ lẹ́yọ kọ̀ọ̀kan. Ibi tá à ń lọ ní òní ó ṣe bí ìgbà pa afẹ́ fò ṣùgbọ́n ẹ jẹ́ á lọ síbẹ̀ torí àkíyèsí àti tí Chukwemeka torí nípa àwọn àgbàlagbà. Anukolade, yes.
So what Adedamola just said is that life is in stages, and I completely agree. He spoke about how there's a stage of pregnancy, and then the child is born. The child actually needs help to go from one point to the other. Then at some point, the child is able to walk, by him or herself, and then at certain points in growth stages, that same person that we just referred to as a child might now need support, like Chukwemeka just mentioned. That elderly man needed help to cross from one side of the road to the other. A recent study shows that less than 50% of senior Nigerian citizens have access to quality and affordable healthcare services. As a matter of fact, that same report also showed that a whopping 70% of the total elderly population in Nigeria are living below the poverty line. What that means is that they have to fend for themselves. These elderly people have to fend for themselves without any form of social security, provision or anything. So with these findings, is it safe to say that the elderly or the senior population in Nigeria is largely neglected? Considering the instance that Chukwemeka just gave. Alice, we will need you to put that to our Hausa listeners, please.
To masu saurarawa yau a shirinmu na yau muna kan magana a yanayin da za mu kula ko za mu lura da dattijanmu da za mu lura da saffin cikinmu. To yanzu yadda Ani ta karanta mana yadda yake a Najeriya yanzu aka ce da yawan dattijai da suke na a wannan kasan suna kan struggling ba wai suna samun daɗi ba ne yadda abubuwan ya zama suna manage rayuwa ba wai an tuna da su hakan nan ba an basu suna kula da kansu wayansu su ma garin rashin lafiya don yanayin da ba taimako sai su mutu ma kafin lokacinsu. So shine maganar da muna kan yi kenan a yau. Me ne kuna ga ya kamata mu yi? Mun san cewa dai yan uwa mukan tuna mu ce oke muna da baba muna da kaka a gida bari mu dan tura musu wani abu da shike mu muna aiki a wasu wurare to gwamnatin fa mu tuna fa wayansu sabbin nan sun aiki a gidan gwamnati sun yi aiki to me gwamnatin suke ana kan biyan su dan kuɗin su da ya kamata a biya su kamar su pension su mene dinnan duk yana taimako ana yi in ana yi kan gaskiya zai taimake saffin nan wayan sun kasan ko mun san cewa in sun daɗe a aikin gwamnati sukan samu wani rashin lafiya kuma sukan in sun zo sun ritaya sun bar aiki din dan kuɗin da za su na samu ne zai na dan taimake su ci gaba da rayuwarsu to yanzu in kuɗin nan baya zuwa ya rayuwa yake da su ya zamu to shine maganar da muna kan yi yau.
The thing wey we dey talk today be say you see people wey old people dem plenty for we country and wetin we dey torchlight this morning for platform be these people how we go take care of them because when a pikin is born you go grow people go help am when people grow old again they need another help. You see, because like that man where I see that day for road, when ordinary to cross road, the man don't under the sweat. You don't know how to cross. And you know our people, the both Okada people, both the motor people were carrying motor, they don't even look at the man from the area. All of them were speeding, and the man was afraid. And there are so many things old people no go fit to do for themselves. I see one man one day, I did one shop. The man said, I blame each other and say, how would I allow this man to come and buy something in the shop? He came to buy something in the shop and they gave him change after buying something.
Yes.
No, it's not change. He came to withdraw money with his ATM card.
Oh, okay.
The man counted that money. I don't know. He counted it almost 10 times. They counted the thing. At a point, he was counting it as one by one. I know the man, they confused. You know, he was looking at that this 200 naira as 100 naira. The guy that he came to withdraw money from, at the end of the day, saw the dilemma of the man, and his hands were shaking. The man the guy now went to help him to count the money and told him, this is 100 naira, this one is 200 naira. After counting the thing, and the man now, he was very, very happy. So he left. You know, old age no be problem.
It's a blessing.
It's a blessing because even the good book say, gray hair, na blessing from God. That's why when people they say, if you grow old, may God dye your hair. No dye your hair, because yes, he gets something where old age they do. Honestly speaking, you know, as you're talking for African proverbs, say the thing where elderly man see as he sit down.
Yes.
If young people climb on top of cocoa house, you know go see them. So now waiting with the talk today, be say how we could take care of our elderly people, because some people see their elderly men and women as a burden, but they no be burden. Now blessing, you see, and those old people, now library. If you allow them, there was, you know, I don't see one where the boy they cry till today. If Papa won't tell him some certain things, you know, get time for the old man. Eventually, the old man die. The boy they regret say today, you know the thing where that old man won't tell him, because you know we don't get they are our library. If you get old people around you, go and cultivate their friendship, because it gets something where they want, they go tell you better things.
Definitely.
Ọ̀rọ̀ jẹ́ abẹ́rẹ́ báyìí gan.
Okay.
Listen, àwọn wo ni àwọn àgbàlagbà àbí kí n pé ìpele wo ọjọ́ orí wo ni àwọn àgbàlagbà ti bẹ̀rẹ̀.
Age range, yeah.
Ká mú láti bẹ̀rẹ̀ torí pé ẹlòmíì wọn kì í gbà pé àwọn ti dàgbà. Ẹlòmíì ò kì í gbà pé òun ti ń ká má sọ pé arúgbó ká má lo èdè pé arúgbó pé ká sọ pé àgbà pé tá bá fẹ́ pín a ní children a ní baby a ní
toddlers
a ní toddlers ẹ̀yin lẹ mọ̀ léèbó báwọn a ní teen a ní children a ní okay lẹ́yìn children ló kan teen lẹ́yìn teenagers ló kan young adult lẹ́yìn ẹ̀ ló kan youth okay
yes.
Adult nísìn wọ́n tiẹ̀ tún wá ní kánmọ́ wọ́n tún wá ń pè kan ní old adult.
Really?
Ìwádìí ní fìdí ẹ̀ múlẹ̀ pé àwọn kan tún wà pé old adult. So tábà ní ká mọ̀ pín lọ́jọ́ orí síra wọn. A gbà wípé ọjọ́ orí ọ̀dọ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti ọdún 18 tí ṣe 18 years fún ọ̀dọ́.
Yes.
Nígbà kan máa ń pòwe kan pé kinní kan at 40 is a kinní kan forever. Ẹ̀yin ilé ìbò lẹ mọ́ sọ bẹ́ẹ̀. A wá fẹ́ mú báyìí pé ká ṣí láti 18 fún ọ̀dọ́ ọdún mélòó ni ọ̀dọ́ ti ló parí tá bá mọ̀ láti 18.
So I would, if we're talking about the elderly,
ká gé ni o ká lè mọ ibi tá a ti mú ibi tí àwọn àgbàlagbà tí wọ́n ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ ni o.
Yes. So we had this conversation before we came on air, and then I said I know of someone who is above 60 who will tell you that he's not an old man. You know. So
lérò ọ̀dọ́ tí wọ́n bọ̀ láwa sọ pé àgbàlagbà ti bẹ̀rẹ̀.
I mean, so aside that, let's apply the general rule here.
Okay.
60, or do we say 65 now? 60 and above. Now, when the retirement age, right, for Nigeria, last I checked, okay, 65, 60, 65. Now, so if at that age the government says, you know what, pause on the working, you know, take it easy with work, go and down. Rest, you know, take some rest. At this point, you should be taken care of and all of that. So, I mean, if at that point the government thinks that you should take a rest, then maybe we can begin to consider such people as, you know, old adults, like you said.
Okay.
So if we're going by the age of 60, even though some people will not agree that at 60 plus they are elderly, let us just stay at 60. How do we take care of our elderly ones? How? So as an elderly person listening to us, how would you rather be taken care of?
Báwo lẹ̀yin gan ṣe fẹ́?
Exactly.
kan tọ́jú yín.
Exactly.
Ok, a ti gbà pé àti àwọn tá à ń wò báyìí nísìn tí à ń sọ̀rọ̀ wọn nísìn ká mú láti 100 ọdún, that is 60 years, ká mú láti bẹ̀rùn sókè, àwọn ni ọ̀rọ̀ àárọ̀ yìí àwọn ló dojú kọ. Chukwuemeka.
Igbo biko mkpokọrịta okwu anyị ji bịa tata wo okwu dị mkpa. Okwu anyị kpụ n'ọnụ bụ okwu gbasara ndị okenye na ka a ga-esi na-elekọta ha anya ebe ọ dị ukwuu. Biko nyawe okwu anyị kpụ n'ọnụ n'ụbọchị tata, kedu ka a ga-esi na-elekọta ndị okenye anya ma nwoke ma nwaanyị? Ọ bụrụ na ihe anyị na-ekwu dị gị mma na ntị, biko kpọọ anyị n'ekwentị site na 091-533-4893 091-533-4893 nke ọzọ 091-54-999-893 nke ọzọ ka nkwukwu ya ọzọ 091-54-99893. Biko kpọọ anyị n'ekwentị gwa anyị ka ikwu ebe dị gị n'obi gbasara ka ị ga-esi na-enyere ndị okenye aka. Nya bụ okwu anyị kpụ n'ọnụ wee bịa n'ụbọchị tata n'ime Wellsradio 89.3 FM. Ihe na-anụ ugbu a na-elute gị ntị site na Oluyole Estate.
To masu saurara muna kan shirinmu a platform, muna kan magana a yanayin da za mu lura da dattijan cikinmu da su ko za a kira su saffin cikinmu, wanzu ba sa so a kira su saffi, amma yanzu muna kan magana muna ce to su daga wani shekara ne muna ga za a ce mutum ya sufa, za a ce ko daga shekara 60 ne ko 65 dai yadda Anu ta faɗa daga a Najeriya yanzu in za ka sauka daga aiki ko za a hutatar da kai in ka kai shekara 60 ne ko 65 za a ce to lokacin sauka daga aiki ya kai mutum ya je ya huta. To a wani shekara ne muna ga za mu ce mutum ya sufa ya kamata ya je ya huta? To kuma muna ga yaya ne za mu taimake su wayannan dattijai din da yanzu ba sa aiki, karfi ya sauka ba kaman da ba da kai karfi, ya ne kuna ga za mu lura da su yadda ba za su ji kaman an manta da su ba ko an bar su a gefe, saboda mu kawo su tare so da mu kada su ji kaman an bar su suna nan su kaɗai. Mun san cewa rayuwa dai da yadda yake, yaro an haife shi dole a taimake shi ya fara tashi ya yi tafiya da su sauransu har ya zo ya girma ya zama samari ko ta zama budurwa har ta zo ta girma ita ma ta kawo nata yaran ta girma tana lura da iyayenta. To yanzu in ta zo ko ya wuce wannan lokaci din za ta zo ko shi ma zai zo ya zama dattijo, ya zo lokacin ba karfin aikin. Yaya ne kike so ko kake so a yanda kake yanzu gobe in ka sufa a lura da kai ko a lura da ke, saboda mu iya mu taimake dattijai da muna da su a gida, saboda kada su ji kaman an manta da su an bar su a gefe. Dan ɗazun nan Chukwuemeka yana ba mu labari a yanayin da ya haɗu da wani soho, yana na akan bakin titi yana ta ganin wani soho yana kokari ya tsallaka titi, amma in zai tsallaka sai ga mota na zuwa, in zai tsallaka sai ga wani babur ko wani abu ko mai tuka mota ko wani abu na zuwa, haka mutumin yana ta gwadawa. to kowa kuma yana ta cikin haikalinsa ba damu da shi ba, sai baba Emeka shi kuma da ya ganshi daga nesa sai ya sallaka ya je ya taimake shi, sai ya ce mishi baba kana so ka sallaka ne, ya ce ya ce to mu je. Haka sanda baba Emeka ya ce musu su jira bari su sallaka, kuma daga sun gansu sai suka jira ya sallaka. Ya ce addu'o'in da mutumin ne ya zuba mishi ranar ba zai taba mantawa ba. So akwai albarku da wayannan mutanen, kuma akwai ilimi, akwai abubuwan da sun sani, da kaman akwai wani cewa da ake cewa abubuwan da babba in ya zauna a kujera yakan gani, abun da babba zai gani a zaune karami ko ka hau kan bishiya ko ka hau kan abu mai tsayi ba za ka taba gani ba za ka taba ganewa ba. To meye ne kuna ga za mu yi mu taimake dattijan cikinmu? In kana da karin bayani, kina so ki kara wani magana ko kana so ka kara wani magana akan wannan shirinmu da muke yi a platform da muna kan magana akan kula da dattijan cikinmu, ka kira wannan layin ko ki kira wannan layin a 09-1-99-98-83. Ka kira wannan layin a 091-5333-4893. Ki kira wannan layin ko ka kira wannan layin a 091-5499-9893. Bari mu ci gaba da shirinmu.
If you're just tuning in, it's Wells Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio, your number one family radio in Oyo State. And it's the platform this afternoon. And on the platform, the topic we have considered for, this conversation is care of the elderly amongst us, care of the older Nigerian citizens. And I'm reminded of a particular instance where my mom and I were at the market, and then we saw this very old woman who happens to still have a stall in the market. She was selling cola nuts, I think, really old. She was really old. And, while I was saying to my mom, I was letting her know how concerned I was, that someone so old, he was still selling. I was even saying that, can she still calculate change? Does she know if she's cheated? I felt very worried. And my mom said to me that there are some old people who refuse to retire. That if you say to them, just stay at home, we'll take care of you, they will not listen to you. They have refused. So how then do we, draw the line? How do we know when to just take care of them, leave them at home, see to their daily needs, their health needs? And how do we handle this, this situation?
You get one why I want to talk.
Yes, please.
Okay. This one happened 2022. Because the family where the thing happened, I know them very well. You see, they went to the east and they brought their old woman, say me come rest for pardon. And this old woman where the village, now he only had there, he get a goat, he get fowl where they rear for yonder. Now they say no, this one come make you rest, forget about all these things. They brought the woman here. As every day they go put CNN for the woman. The duty give her. Wait now, put them for AC. Now the woman don't do there for 1 month. He called the daughter, say he won't go back. Now the daughter say, why you won't go back to go and do in the village? He say he won't go back to go and take care of her goat and fowl. They say, make it day here now. Are you not enjoying yourself? Mama say he won't go back. You see, why I'm saying this is say those old people. Now those old people. Now waiting that they do. If you see those ones that are in the market doing one thing or the other, no command them from waiting that they do. Now that thing they prolong their life. This woman cry. Say he won't go village. Say he won't go sit down. Make it they take care of his goat. Their daughter and the husband say no, mama stay here. We will take care of you. My sister, he cry out. They talk. They don't listen to the woman. At the end of the day, you know what happened? The woman died inside their house. They talk now and say, now then kill the woman.
Oh, wow.
If to say they leave and make it go back to the village, that mama go there alive. Look, there are certain things, I live with old people. The time I did east, I live with old people. There are certain, the mother of my father, I was in primary school. This woman don't old well. You see, they go market, they say, what is he selling himself? Is not feeding anybody. But the thing be say, if you stop her from doing that thing, sickness will come. If I come back from school, I go carry that thing she will sell. You go to follow me for back. When we reach market, we'll drop them. When we know say market don't they close, I will come back, carry those things back. Nobody's asking her bring money or do anything, but it just they go there, and the thing they help them to live long. If your mama, if you get old person where they go farm, where they do one thing or the other, is you won't go come out from that thing as the way they do. That person will likely.
So what happens in a case where you can tell that the health of that elderly person cannot exactly, carry them forward?
There are some. You get some of them where you will not say this one is sick well, and body no go. But if you see that one where you see for market, if you look at him, you go not say in body sick carry him. That's why it's still there. But there are some where if you look, they go to shake. Like that one I said that was counting money. You know, go tell that kind man to go do something. Like somebody said before we come here, some people the way they use their body, they go to shake.
Do you know that man that you saw? There is a chance that somebody offered to go use the ATM for him and he refused.
That's what I'm saying.
But you saw him shaking.
But that kind of man cannot do any hard labor. He can't do anything. That's his trainers. That's what I mean.
Chukwemeka, ẹja mobile. Ara nǹkan tí ọ̀pọ̀ èèyàn gbàgbọ́ ni pé àgbà máa ń ṣòro dà. Ṣé n tí mo sọ yé? Àwọn kan gbà pé àgbà ó máa ń ṣòro dà. Kí nìdí? Ó ní pé lọ́pọ̀ ìgbà téèyàn bá ti ń dàgbà, àwọn nǹkan kan wà téèyàn lè ṣe nígbà téèyàn wà ní ẹni 30 ọdún, that is 30 years. Nígbà tó bá ti dé ẹni 50 ọdún 50, kò ní lè ṣe mọ́. A máa dùn yàn pé èmi tí mo lè sáré, tí mo lè ṣe, tí mo lè lọ sódò lọ sí oko ṣe, mi ìwà lè ṣe mọ́ nìsín. Ṣùgbọ́n kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ lásìkò yẹn ni pé àwọn nǹkan kan wà nù ara tó jẹ́ pé agbára wọn ò gbé gbogbo nǹkan yẹn mọ́. Kò sí nǹkan èyí tó yìnbó ṣe tó ní manufacturing date ló ní expiring date.
Definitely.
Tí mo sọ yé èyí tó bá ti ní nígbà bíbélì gan ní Genesis ṣé bó padà ní Revelation tí nǹkan bá ti níbẹ̀rẹ̀ ó di dandan. Ìyẹn túmọ̀ nínú ara wa àwọn nǹkan kan wà tá a lè ṣe nígbà tá a wà lọ́dọ̀ tẹ́bí tá a bá dàgbà kì í lè ṣe mọ́. Tá a bá wá débẹ̀ yóò wá máa dùn yàn pé èmi tí mo lè ṣe, tí mo lè sáré sókè sáré sódò. Kí wá ní àwọn nǹkan tó máa ń sábà ṣẹlẹ̀? Ó ní pé ẹlòmíì dídùn tó ń dùn yẹn ni pé bóyá ó wò pé n tó yẹ kóun lè ṣe tán wá ṣe ń ṣe fóun, bọ̀ bó ṣe wù kán ṣe fún tó ṣe mọ̀ ọ́n ṣe wọ́n ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀. Nǹkan tí mo sọ yìí fún bí àpẹẹrẹ, àgbàlagbà míì wà tó jẹ́ pé nígbà tán dàgbà bọ̀ olóúnjẹ tí wọ́n máa ń fẹ́ jẹ jẹ́ pé fúnra wọn ni wọ́n máa ń fẹ́ ṣe fúnra wọn. Wọ́n wá rí i pé grandma o àbí grandpa o wọ́n láìkì nǹkan báyìí, bọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe fún wọn kò dàbí bí àwọn ṣe máa ń ṣe fúnra wọn yẹn. Ara nǹkan tí máa ń dùn yàn nu. Ẹlòmíì kátúmọ̀lẹ̀ kò fi taratara fẹ́ràn oògùn lílò. Ṣùgbọ́n nígbà téèyàn bá ti ń dàgbà wọ́n máa ní àwọn oògùn yìí ni ó máa héèdì àwọn nǹkan kan tó yẹ kẹ́ ẹ máa ṣe tẹ́ ẹ̀ lè ṣe. Ṣùgbọ́n ẹni tí ò fẹ́ràn oògùn lílò tẹ́ ni ó máa lo oògùn. Ẹlòmíì àìsàn ni Ọlọ́run fa àìsàn ṣe wá. Ẹlòmíì ó lè jẹ ẹsẹ̀, ẹlòmíì àgbà wọn níbi tí kálukú máa ń dàgbà sí. So oríṣiríṣi àwọn nǹkan yẹn ẹ jẹ́ á wá wò. Ẹ̀yin ará ilé ń bọ̀ wá kàn yín nísìn, pàápàá jùlọ ẹ̀yin tọ́rọ̀ ọkàn, ẹ̀yin grandpa, ẹ̀yin grandma láti 60 sókè. Kí làwọn nǹkan eléyìí tẹ̀yin gan ń rí àbí tí ẹ̀ ń wò pé mo mọ bàbá kan dáadáa, àwọn ó ní joint ibi tí wọ́n ti máa ń jókòó tí wọ́n máa láyé rọ̀lẹ́ wọ́n wà àwọn elder statesman ládùúgbò. mi ní dákọ̀ àdúgbò a máa ń pe bàbá wọn ní bàbá youth. A máa ń pè ní bàbá youth. Ó ti over 70 dísìn a sì ń pè ní bàbá youth. Ẹgbọ́n bàbá 70 àwọn tọ́jọ́ wájọ jẹ́ irọ́ wọn máa sọ pé ẹ má mọ̀ tán ọkùnrin yìí ẹ ń pe bàbá tó ti lé 70 ẹ ń pè youth òun náà sì ṣe yes ṣe mọ̀ àwọn eégún ìgbà yẹn kò lè sí mọ́, àwọn nǹkan tá lè ṣe ìgbà yẹn kò sí mọ́. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wá jẹ́ àgbàlagbà, ẹ̀yin tẹ́ jẹ́ àwọn ẹlòmíì wà ara nǹkan tó ní pé ẹlòmíì ò mọ ìtọ́jú arúgbó, ẹlòmíì ò mọ bá ṣe lè tọ́jú àgbàlagbà. Kí mi fẹ́ máa lo arúgbó, mi fẹ́ lò ẹlòmíì ò mọ bá ṣe máa tọ́jú, because tán bá ti ń dá wà náà nígbà míì nǹkan tán lè ṣe tí wọ́n wá lè ṣe mọ́ nìsín tán wá ń dá wà lóòrèkóòrè àbí ní ìgbàkúgbà ó máa ń fa nǹkan sí àgọ́ ara. A ṣe ojú òpó lẹ̀ ṣùgbọ́n ẹ jẹ́ kí n fi àsìkò yìí pe ojú òpó fẹ̀yìn ara ilé yóò kàn yín ní ìsìn táwọn tẹ̀yìn tẹ̀ ń tọ́jú wọn tẹ́ ẹ súnmọ́ wọn tẹ́ bá wà ń bẹ̀ àbáwọn gan tó wáyé pé wọ́n ní fóònù tí wọ́n lè fi pè wá 0915-3334-893 òun lójú òpó tó wọlé ẹ jẹ́ n farabalẹ̀ pé fáwọn grandpa àti grandma ẹ jẹ́ n pè lẹ́yọ kọ̀ọ̀kan fún yín pé ẹ̀yin ọmọ mi ẹ fẹ́ bá wa sọ̀rọ̀ 0915-3334-893 arúgbó àgbàlagbà kan ló wọlé yìí nísìn 0915 fáwọn àgbàlagbà 333-4-893. Anu?
Thank you so much, Adedamola. So Adedamola is saying we should consider this topic from the perspective of the people involved. He mentioned that a lot of times these elderly people have always had a way they do certain things. And so when they get older, it seems as though nobody can do it the way they used to do it. And so because of that, they feel like they want to continue to do it, even when their strength fails them. He gave the instance of certain people who like to make their food in certain ways, you know, and then when they try to make it, you see that it is a lot of stress on them, but they would rather try to make it because that's how they've been making it. And then if you offer to help, I mean, it then begins to look like they are refusing your help. They're turning down your help. He also mentioned the instance of using medication. As a young girl that I am, I do not like to use medication. So I'm thinking already, let me not say if, because I intend to grow old by God's grace.
Young girl.
I'm a young girl, Adedamola. If you want to call yourself an old man, that's fine. I choose to call myself a young girl. Good for you. Good for you.
Ayọ̀ ní ìsìn rè orí ó ń sá lọ sókè sálẹ̀ sódò ní ìsìn gbò bá yá.
No, it's all of you now, young adults.
Okay, young adults. Yes, I'll take that. I'll take that.
All of you.
We're all young adults.
I always say young adults.
So, I mean, when I grow older, I can imagine somebody trying to force me, in quotes, to use medication. You know, so if looking at it from their perspective, it makes sense why they would insist on doing certain things. It makes sense. However, to the older people listening to us, we assure you that when your children offer to help, you know, with certain things, it's not because they consider you as incapacitated. It's from a place of love. It's from a place of trying to assist, from a place of reducing the workload on you, considering that, you know, we recognize that you have grown older.
You see, I will talk for PG before I go for Igbo.
Yes, please.
You get one thing where I discover about old age, make I tell you. You see, young people, they run krika, kata, they look for here, look for there. When old age come, you could discover, say, this life, nothing there inside. Waiting, take your time. When you were young, when you look at those things now, you begin to laugh. Honestly speaking, you begin to laugh at those things. And that's why old people hardly get angry. Yes, because they know that what will anger a young person, old man will look at it and just laugh. When you are getting old, it begins to dawn on you that, look, this life is fickle. As the good book said, the whole duty of man now to serve God and fear Him. That's when you realize. But when you are young, you may not. Your mind no go there. Now, when you are old, when you know that there are certain things you do before, when you know if you do for yourself again, you gonna say yes. This life is really not worth it.
Okay, adding to what Chukwuemeka has said,
yes,
my grandmother passed away like 4 years ago, and some things I wish I have done before she passed away was I wish I had called her more often, because I remember each time I call her, probably once in 2 months or once in a month, the kind of prayer she prays for me, I believe followed me till today. So I think if we do more often check on them, not our parents or our grandparents, because we feel like our parents are still, some of them are still very doing well. They are still, we can still say they are young adults. So but our grandparents, and if you look at the bond between grandparents and grandchildren, it's strong. I feel they prefer their grandchildren compared to their own children, honestly. So I think the relationship between grandparents and grandchildren should pick up. We should do more often. Check on them, call them. Grandma, how are you doing? Grandma, hope you are fine. Just check on them. Before you know, they'll bring one story, okay. Before you know, they'll bring one story and all that. So, but in Gia Mukuku and Wamu Masusorara, Hausa Naga Mas and Wamu the Turenchi, Neche, Abundana na the Neki Dana Seni. Da na yi lokacin da ita kakana ta mace ke da rai, da na sani da na kira ta sosai. Don lokacin na san zan kira ta maybe su ɗaya a wata biyu, kuma in na kira ta hakan nan za ta yi ta addu'o'i ta ce abubuwa masu kyau dai da a rayuwa na zai kirki, zai zama rayuwa mai kyau. Na ce da na sani da na yi ta kiranta. Kuma in ka duba yanayin su soffin nan, a ce kana da kaka, sai son kaka ya fi son da take ma yaranta. Ban san ko kun gane ba, son da kaka take ma grandchildren inta wato jikokinta ya fi son da take ma yaranta. So mu jikoki din mun ga cewa yanayin so din na yana na haka, za mu ci gaba, za mu yi kokari muna kiransu, muna duban su ya suke lafiya, muna ka kira su ma wani daɗin da za su ji kafin ka sani sai addu'o'i ne za su yi ta zuba maka. Banda kira da za mu yi ma once in a while sai ka tuna ka ce okay, bari in tura ma kaka kati, bari in tura ma kaka ko da 1,000 ne 2,000. Su soffi nan ba abubuwa mai girma bane suke so, karamin abu sai ga ya ba su fara'a, ya sa musu daɗin zuciya. To wannan abubuwan za su taimake mu in mun sa shi a rayuwarmu na yau. In kana da soffi, kana da dattijai, ka yi kokari kana kiransu ka ji ya suke, sai kuma ka yi kokari, ko da shike mun san yadda duniya yake, ko kati ne na naira 200 1,000 bai kaɗan ba, ka ba ma ɗan uwa, ka ba su, za su ji daɗi, za su gode. To mu ci gaba da shirin mu ci gaba da ji.
Alice kú ọpọlọ rẹ ò ní jọba. Bí a ṣe ń sọ lọ, à ń sọ̀rọ̀ nípa àwọn àgbàlagbà. Mo tún fẹ́ ká wo nǹkan kan. Now, Alice sọ̀rọ̀ nǹkan kan kó tó di pé ó bọ́ sí èdè Hausa. Wípé ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn àgbàlagbà yìí wọ́n máa ń fẹ́ ìbáṣepọ̀ tó dánmọ́rán láàrin àwọn ọmọ kódà ju so ara nǹkan Yorùbá máa ń sọ kinní kan, wọ́n sọ pé ìdùnnú òun ló ń jẹ àgbà. Kí ni ìdùnnú tágbàlagbà ṣe rí? Oúnjẹ tẹ́ fẹ́ fún wọn yẹn kò fẹ́ ẹ̀ jámọ́, oúnjẹ mélòó ni wọ́n máa ń jẹ, kò í pọ̀, ṣùgbọ́n kí wọ́n wà láàrin ọmọ kí àwọn ọmọ kán máa fà wọ́n lẹ́sẹ̀, bẹ́ẹ̀ bá fà wọ́n lẹ́sẹ̀ bí ọmọ wọn ṣe fà wọ́n lẹ́sẹ̀, wọ́n fẹ́ lè ra yín kó. Ó tẹ́ wọn lọ́rùn kí àwọn ọmọ wọn kẹ́ máa fà ẹ̀yin lẹ́tùn máa sọ fún wọn pé stop disturbing grandma. Grandma ò ṣàǹṣe grandma sọ pé ń disturb wọn. Ṣùgbọ́n ọ̀pọ̀ ìgbà a máa ń kó àwọn ọmọ tí à ń sọ̀rọ̀ nípa ẹ̀, à ń kó sá fún wọn kúrò lọ́dọ̀ àwọn grandma. Kálukú ń gbé ọmọ sá pé bóyá àwọn òbí mi wà ní ìlú, kìíní yẹn kọ́mọ̀ lásìkò tá a wà yìí, tó yẹ pé kò sẹ́ni tí ń fẹ́ kọ́mọ lọlé, pé káwọn kìíní kan máa ṣe kìíní kan, káwọn kìíní kan máa ṣe kìíní kan. Ó wà bẹ́ẹ̀, kò dẹ̀ yẹ kó rí bẹ́ẹ̀. Apostle náà sọ kìíní kan lẹ́ẹ̀kan, ìyẹn Chukwuemeka, ó ní àwọn nǹkan kan wà téèyàn máa ń rí gbà lọ́wọ́ wọn, ó pè wọ́n ní library. Kọ́lọ̀ bá ń dẹlẹ̀ fún girama tèmi náà. Àwọn ní ẹjẹ́ àwọn orúkọ kọ̀ọ̀kan tí wọ́n sọ mí tí bàbá tó bí mi lọ́mọ gan ò rántí. Àwọn ní téèyàn bá sì kí wọn, wọ́n pè yẹn láwọn orúkọ tí wọ́n pè yẹn láti bíi bóyá àìmọye ọdún. Wọ́n kí yẹn lóríkì. Wọ́n sọ àwọn ìtàn eléyìí tó ní ṣe pẹ̀lú ìdílé téèyàn ti jáde wá. Àwọn nǹkan kan wà tá à ń pàdánù bá a ṣe ń fi ọ̀rọ̀ àwọn àgbàlagbà yìí bá a ṣe, ṣùgbọ́n ìtọ́jú wọn, báwo la ṣe ń tọ́jú wọn sí? Wọ́n nílò ìtọ́jú, bọ̀ àwọn ìtọ́jú tó wà láyé tí àwọn àgbàlagbà ń gbà yẹn tí wọ́n ń jẹ tẹ́mi wọ́n fi gùn kò sí mọ́ nìsín. Nígbà yẹn ẹ̀fọ́ tí wọ́n bá jẹ, ọjọ́ tán bá fẹ́ jẹ náà máa lọ já lóko. nǹkan gbogbo tán bá máa jẹ èso tí wọ́n jẹ kì í ṣe léyìí tí wọ́n fi nǹkan jẹ́ kó pọ́n orí igi báyìí tó ti pọ́n ni wọ́n ti mọ̀ gé pé ó yá eléyìí la fẹ́ jẹ lónìí wọ́n fẹ́ jẹ iṣu inú ebè yẹn náà ni wọ́n ti wá bí wọ́n ṣe ń wá jáde ó yá mọ́ ogun ní odó nígbà tán bá ṣe tán àwọn nǹkan míì wà tí a wá ń fi sí oúnjẹ tá à ń jẹ ní ìsìn ohun tó tún ṣàkóso tẹ́ bá wá fi sínú oúnjẹ fún wọn kì í jẹ́ kí ọkàn wọn gan wọ́n pé kí n gbogbo láríjà.
So, Adedamola is talking about how precious, it is to have elderly ones around us. He mentioned how his grandparents are the reason he knows some of the names that, he was named. How it is that even his parents did not exactly remember those names, but when his grandparents call him and speak to him, they call him those names. And but before him, that's like something that he has held on to. He also mentioned how our elderly ones are, like Chukwemeka said earlier, banks of knowledge. I remember quite clearly that my grandma is the reason I know how to tell the time in Yoruba. As a matter of fact, my grandma is the reason I understand a little bit of Ijesha. I may not be able to speak, but she used to speak to us in Ijesha, and because of that, when people are speaking, I know what they're saying. I may not respond in the same Ijesha because she wasn't around for long enough, but I understand what that's to say that our elderly ones are actually they're people that we love. He mentioned also how it is that a lot of times when our elderly ones are with their grandchildren, they just enjoy their company so much that it's the parents that will not be saying, stop disturbing grandma, stop disturbing, but grandma and grandpa will not complain that they are being disturbed. So if you're listening to us, it's Wells Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio, your number one family radio in your state. If you're listening to us and you happen to have elderly relatives, could be your parents, your aunties, your uncles, if they happen to be elderly, how do you ensure that they are well taken care of? How do you ensure that their needs are met, that you do not leave them feeling sad or uncomfortable, even though what you're trying to do is to help them, and it looks like they don't understand that you're trying to help them. They just want to do things. But how do you handle this situation? The number to call us on is 0915 333 4893. I'll take that again, 0915 333 4893. You can also call us on 0915 4999 893. 0915 4999 893. 893 being, the frequency band of Wells Radio 89.3 FM. We would love to hear from you. Over to you, Chukwemeka.
Ndị be anyị biko okwu anyị na-ekwu maka ya wụ ịmara na mgbe izizi na asị m na okwu anyị ji bịa bụ ife gbasalụ ka a ga-esi na-enete ndị okenye anya nya ka anyị na-ekwu tata na-asị nwa amadi Ademola mụ na ya nọ ebe a n'ime studio na-asị na ọ na-adị ezigbo mkpa ma na-enete okenye anya maka na ndị okenye uche ndị okenye nwere uche rinne na site na ndị okenye ka anyị si ama ihe mere mgbe gboo ọ na-aka mma na a ga na-enete ndị okenye anya. Nwaada Anụ anyị ncha nọ ebe a na-asị na nne ochie wee onye Ijesha nọ site na nne ochie ka ya si ghọta ka esi asụ Ijesha na ọwụ na nne ochie ya nọrọ ya ma ama ka esi asụ Ijesha nya ka anyị na-asị biko dododo gị nwawa onye Igbo na-ege m ntị ugbu a ọwụ na nne gị na nna gị akago nka ịdị na-enezi ha anya ka ndị na-enwere ibe eji eme ndị okenye dị mkpa n'ụlọ maka na ndị okenye na-eme ka anyị mata ka ihe mere mgbe gboo. Ndị okenye na-eme ka anyị mata etu ụbọchị si mgbe gboo. Ndị okenye mara ihe dị iche iche. Biko ineghara ndị okenye nọgụ nso anya gbaa mbọ ka ihu na-enete ha anya. Ọ bụ na ha nọ n'obodo na ọ nọ na obodo na gị na ha nọrọ ebe a ịmago na-eme nnọọ ka obi na-adị ha mma maka na ndị okenye nọdụ anyị nso ọ na-aka mma ihe a na-amụta n'aka ndị okenye orili nne nke ukwuu nya ka anyị na-ekwu maka ya n'ụbọchị taata na-asị biko dododo ọ bụ na ị nwere okenye gị na ya nọ nso biko na-enye ya anya ọfụma ịdị na-eme ka obi na-ewe ka ọ ghara ndị na-enwe obi aṅụrị maka na ọ na-adị mma ma ndị okenye a na-enetafe anya ọfụma nya ka anyị na-ekwu maka ya n'ụbọchị taata. Ihe niile ị na-anụ na-esi na Wells Radio 89.3 FM. Anyị nọ n'ime Oluyole Estate. Ị nwere ike ịkpọ anyị n'ekwentị site na 091-533-4893 nke ọzọ wụrụ 091-54 999-893.
To masu saurarawa muna kan wannan shirinmu na yau da muke kira a platform muna shiri yau muna magana a kan yanayin da za mu lura da dattijanmu kun ji daga wurin shi Chukwuemeka kun ji daga shi wurin mai mana fasali a yarbanci kun ji daga wurin anu kun ji duka maganganun da mun faɗa a yanayin da za mu lura da dattijan cikinmu yadda ba za mu manta da su ba kun duba fa su tsoffin nan su dattijanmu in kana neman tahiri kamar kana so ka san me ke faruwa ko me ya faru a inda ka fito daga in ka je wurin dattijai dinnan su ne za su gya maka tahiri suna nan ne da ilimi da labaran da in kana nema na tuna lokacin ina makaranta an ce mu je mu nema tahirin inda mun fito sanda na je gida na je na nema tsoffin mutane ne suka gaya min tahirin inda na fito so tsoffin nan gaskiya suna da taimako kuma mun san cewa akwai kauna batun dattijai din nan batun tsoffi din nan da mu yaran sun so yaya mu muna so mu nuna musu kauna da mun san a wannan lokacin da sufa ya zo din nan ba karfin da za su yi aiki fita da za su yi su nemo taro su yi ba kaman da ba kuma dole su zauna a gida to yanzu ya zo mana yanzu wannan aikin ya zama namu ne mu kula da su ka tuna fa ku dan tura musu wani abu nan da nan kana tura ma kaka wani ko nawa ne dai za su ce muku sun gode daɗi na da safi din nan ba sa rena kyauta duk yadda kyautan da ya zama ko da karami ne ka bayar za su gode maka albarkan da ma za su zuba maka yafi komai da komai so kada mu manta da tsaffi da dattijanmu da suna nan a gida to yan uwa ku ci gaba da jin Wells Radio 89.3 FM kuna so ku kira ba ku kira ba fa ku kira mu ji muryan ku mu ji menene kuke tunani akan wannan maganan daidai ne mu lura da saffin mu ya ne kuna so mu lura da saffin mu muna so mu ji daga wurin ku kira wannan layin a 09154999 so 389 ku kira wannan layin.
Oda ṣeun. Ìkànnì Wells Radio 89.3 FM kan ní kànga àgbọ̀mọ̀gbẹ̀ ibẹ̀ náà lè láǹfààní àti wà tẹ́tí gbádùn wa lọ́sàn-án tòní. Bí ó ṣe ẹ jẹ́ ká wà lọ sẹ́mẹ̀mú náà ẹ jẹ́ àsẹ́mẹ̀mú káforin là tá a bá wá padà dé kó tó di pé a máa tẹ̀síwájú ẹ kú kalẹ̀.
mo tún gbọ́rọ̀ àgbà dé o. ẹ jẹ́ tí ẹ gbọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ àgbà bí ó ṣe lówùrọ̀ ó pẹ́ títí àṣẹ lọ́jọ́ alẹ́.
sílẹ̀. ẹni ṣèkà tó múra síta àtọ̀rẹ́ àti ìka ẹ̀kọ́ òní bẹ́ẹ̀. ènìyàn ò fẹ́ ní fọ̀rọ̀ bí òṣòrí ẹni. ẹ̀dá tó ro fọ ìka fọmọ́lá kejì. ó pẹ́ títí ọmọ rẹ̀ á jẹ́ níbẹ̀. ẹ má má ṣe o ìka ò sunwọ̀n ẹ má má ṣe o ìka ò dáa. ọ̀nà tó mi bá wọnú àgbọn wọ́n wá wọ́n rí.
ẹ káàbọ̀ padà láti òkè lọ́hùn níbi tí a ti lọ fi orin là lórí ètò gbàgede eléyìí tí a pè ní the platform eléyìí tí àwa igun mẹ́rin náà la wà ń bí bá ti rí Yorùbá lárí Haúsá lárí Yorùbá kan náà lárí bí àyàn ògbúfọ́ wa tó ń bá wa tù léèbó yan àná Kọ́ládé. Wellsradio 89.3 FM lẹ́wàyé 89.3 FM. Your preferred awesome radio tí ẹ túmọ̀ sí ìkànnì kànga àgbọ̀nmọ̀gbẹ̀ ètò eléyìí tí a fi jọ ń wo bí nǹkan ṣe ń lọ láyìíká wa nínú ilé wa tó kan oníkálukú níbẹ̀ la wà ọ̀rọ̀ tá a sì ń sọ tá a mú ẹnu lé lórí lónìí ó ní í ṣe pẹ̀lú àwọn àgbàlagbà wa ọ̀nà tá a ń gbà láti tọ́jú wọn bí àwọn nǹkan tí ó ní í ṣe pẹ̀lú wọn òǹgàn là ń sọ̀rọ̀ lórí lọ́sàn-án tòní níbi tá a wá dé dúró báyìí Anúkọ́ládé dẹ́ntàrí ẹ̀ sọ́dọ̀ rẹ̀.
All right, so you're still listening to Wellsradio 89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio, and it's the platform, I must mention, that is still our test transmission band. So between 12 and 8 p.m., that is between noon and 8 p.m., we will bring you wholesome, educative, entertaining, and informative programs, music alike for your listening pleasure. So the topic of conversation this afternoon on the platform is care of our elderly ones. And something came to mind a few minutes ago, regarding how it is that a good number of people have left the country. And these people have parents, they have grandparents. And so the question now is, now that is what it is, how sure are we, of the quality of care that our elderly ones are getting back here at home? How sure are we of the quality of food they are being fed, the quality of their health, the quality of medication they are getting, the quality of their housing and all of that? As much as, it's important for us to take certain fundamental steps in life. We mentioned earlier that life is in stages. And sometimes in a stage of life, that part of it comes migration, so as much as we understand that, it's important as well that we as much as possible keep in touch with our elderly ones. Call them, spend a good measure of time talking to them. These days, thank God for technology. You can call them on video, they'll see you, they'll see their grandchildren. It makes them happy. Of course, they would prefer that you're physically around, but as it is, a lot of times that can't be. So as much as possible, we advise we advise that you take out time, we take out time, to speak with our elderly ones, talk to them, keep them company. When my grandma was alive, there was this look on her face whenever we returned from school. And then she used to enjoy watching us trying to tell her what we learned and trying to say it in Yoruba. Because at the time, our Yoruba was not fantastic. So when we say something, she would say it in Yoruba, and then we would struggle and she would laugh so hard. She would laugh, there were times when we would say the words wrong, she would correct us. I can imagine how light that made her heart. I can imagine how much that, gladdened her heart. And I can also imagine when I grow old, I'm sure that's something I'm going to really enjoy as well. So as much as possible, our elderly ones, the truth is that when they're gone, they're gone. And then, like Chukwemeka said earlier about the young man who wished that he spent more time with his elderly one. And then all we are left with is the memories of them around, like I have with my grandma now. She died at the very ripe old age of 98. So at some point, so really, really, as much time as you have, we don't know how much time we have with them, but it's important that we make good use of that time. They will love it. We will remember it for good. Chukwemeka, over to you.
Yes, ndị be anyị biko ibe anyị na-ekwu maka ya na ọ na-adị mma ma ejide ịma na ndị Igbo si na ọ ka mma na-eji efife achọwa ewudo oji ka ọ ghawụ mgbe chi jiri ka ọ ghara nta ezigbo arụ. Anyị na-ekwu maka nnete ndị okenye anya maka na ndị okenye wụ nọọ ndị ọdịrọ mfe chacha mmadụ nta okenye n'ime Naịjirịa tata nya na ọ bụ na ị nwere ndị okenye nọ n'ụlọ nke na-abịa ebiro ebe ibi biko gbaa mbọ ka ife na ị na-akpọ fa n'ekwentị. Anyị na-ekwu maka ya, ị na-enene ọgwụ fa na-aṅụ, ị na-ezigara ha ọgwụ, na-agba mbọ na ị na-enye ndị okenye nọ n'obodo ego nni ya na-ezurufe. Ịgba mbọ na-enyefe akwa, na-egonye ha iwe ọbụla ị mara ndị okenye na-eli arụ ga na-adịfa mma. Nya ka na-ekwu maka na nkịta adị nwa n'obodo Naịjirịa, ndị mmadụ na-agbapụ na-eje ebili n'obodo ọzọ. Nke nwa onye nọ n'obodo ọzọ ị na-akpọkwa nne na nna gị n'ekwentị na-ajụ ese mara ka ụbọchị si aga, mara ma ọ nwere etufasi nwee chọọ enyemaka n'ebe isi. Nya ka anyị na-ekwu maka ya tata n'ime Wellsradio 89.3 FM. Biko anyị na-ayọsi biko dododo ọ bụrụ na ị nwere ndị okenye imekọtakwa na-esi na onwere ulu fabala gị, ndị okenye bara ulu maka na achọ ndị okenye ọ bụ na afọrọ ị mara na nsogbu abatago n'obodo maka na ndị okenye nwere uche, ndị okenye maka ihe mere mgbe gboo, ndị okenye ma ibe dị iche iche nke nwere nwa gị wee obere nwa na-amarọ. Ọ ka mma na ị na-enete ndị okenye anya biko. Nya ka anyị na-ayọ kịta ata si biko inwe ndị okenye gbaa mbọ na ị na-enetefe anya ọfụma maka na nnete ha anya nke nwere onwe gị ga-ebi ndụ ka nka chaa isi awụ dịka Osta Ọsadebe si wee egwu n'egwu.
To masu saurarawa kuna kan jin Wells Radio 89.3 FM muna nan a platform da shine program inda muke kira platform. To yau shirinmu da muna kan tattauna kai muna kan magana a yanayin da za mu kulawa ko za mu lura da dattijon cikinmu ko tsoffin cikinmu. Mun ga yanzu da yawa suna ta tafiya kasan waje suna zuwa su kasashe daban-daban da shike kowa yana neman abin da bature yake ce green pasture. To kada mu manta da su 'yan uwanmu da mun bari a gida, su iyayenmu, su kakanninmu, su tsoffin nan, su dattijon nan, ya za mu yi mu lura da su in mun tafi wuraren nan masu nesa. Mu yi kokari dai muna kiransu, mun san cewa abin zai zama da wuya don abubuwa yanzu sai a hankali. So mu yi kokari muna kiransu, muna jin ya suke, lafiyansu kalau, kuna nan lafiya, suna cin abincin da ya kamata, muna dan tutura musu dan kuɗaɗe dai da muna iya samu mu tura musu don su ma su ji cewa ana kaunar su. To irin wannan abubuwan ne zai daɗa sa su daɗe. Kuma akwai wani labarin da ɗazu shi Chukwe maka ya bamu cewa akwai wata mama an yaranta sun kai ta kasan waje, da shike su ɗin ma yaran suna zama a kasan waje, sai suka ce kai bari su kawo ita kakansu kasan waje. Da sun kai ta wurin sai ta ɗan yi su kwanaki hakan nan sai ta ce kai ta gaji fa tana so ta koma kauye. An ce to kaka me yake na so ki je ki a kauye? Ta ce gaskiya tana so ta je ta lura da su akuyoyinta da su kajinta hakan nan dai. Yaran suka ce kai mama amma muna lura da ki nan, ba ka jin daɗin nan ne? Kaka ta ce ita kan a komar da ita. Aka yi ta yi da kakan nan dai, kaka ta ce a komar da ita. Ana nan sun ki su komar da ita. To kun san labari, karshe kakan nan ta zo ta rasu. To kun ga soffin nan wani sa'i ku bar su yi abun da suna jin daɗin yi, saboda wani abubuwan da suna yin shine ke ba su nisan kwana wayan sinsin. So kada mu dace mu ce sai sun bar wannan sai sun bar wannan, dan akwai yanayin da sun saba yin abubuwan su, in ka zo ka hana su zai iya affecting ɗinsu yadda ba za su zo su ji daɗin jikinsu ba. To mu yi kokari dai muna tuna da saffinmu da dattijanmu da suna nan a gida, muna kiransu, muna tura musu kuɗi, muna ɗan tura musu kati da zai ɗan taimake su. Ku ci gaba da jin Wells Radio 89.3 FM.
Gẹ́gẹ́ bí àti sọ látàárọ̀, Alice Ẹ̀kúṣẹ́ Chukwuemeka mo sáà ń fetílẹ̀ dáadáa, mo ṣe ń kọ́ Hausa díẹ̀díẹ̀. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí ibi tí àánú tó ń sọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan pé àwọn èèyàn rìnrìn àjò, gẹ́gẹ́ bí mo ṣe kà lẹ́yìn àná àbíjẹta pé àwọn kan ń jápa, àwọn kan ń relocate. Yàtọ̀ wà nù kéèyàn jápa àti kéèyàn relocate. Any which way èèyàn bá jápa àbí relocate, ó ṣà ń kúrò ní ìlú, ó sì fi àwọn èèyàn lẹ̀. Kí ni ètò gbogbo tá a ṣe lẹ̀ fáwọn àgbàlagbà wa lórí ìtọ́jú? Ṣe rí ìtọ́jú tá à ń sọ̀rọ̀ ń pa yìí, ó ṣe pàtàkì, ó ṣe kókó. Ní ọ̀pọ̀ ìgbà míì a lè rí àgbàlagbà míì wọ́n á kàn jáde nínú ilé, kì í ṣe pé a fi ń tàbùkù àwọn ìta àti rí, wọn la fi ń ṣàkàwé pé ẹlòmíì àgbàlagbà kódà wọ́n lè wá kíyàn, wọ́n sì fẹ́ràn pé àkáwọn ti ẹ̀gbà tẹ́gùn káwọn wo àyíká, wọ́n lè jáde kí wọ́n mọ̀nà tí wọ́n fi padà sílé mọ́. Àbí tí mò ń sọ òye, ó máa ń ṣẹlẹ̀ dáadáa. Ká wá wò ẹni tó lọ kí àwọn èèyàn rẹ̀ nìyẹn, ká wá wo ẹni tí ó tán fi sílẹ̀ táwọn máa ń lọ tán wá oúnjẹ òòjọ́, torí oúnjẹ òòjọ́ náà kálukú wá kiri pé kí kórí òkèlè wọn lè bá a pọ́n dáadáa. Lágbára Ọlọ́run ó sì bá wa ṣe nírọ̀rùn. Tí wọ́n wá lọ tán wá fi èèyàn lẹ̀ tá a fi wọ́n sí àkàtà wọn, ṣé a ní ìdánilójú pé wọ́n ó ṣe bó ti tọ́ àti bó ti yẹ? Ẹ má bàa pé Yorùbá sọ pé ojú mẹ́wàá wọ́n ní kò lè dàbí ojú ẹni.
True.
Yẹn ni pé kódà kó má jẹ́ èèyàn gan, tẹ́ ẹ bá fi nǹkan yín sọ́dọ̀ èèyàn, ṣé ẹ ní ìdánilójú pé nǹkan tẹ́ ẹ fi sọ́dọ̀ èèyàn yẹn ẹni ẹ máa bá yín mójútó dáadáa.
There's a Yoruba saying, I'm trying to remember, I was taught in secondary school, wo sọ dèmí.
Kò dàbí
kò lè dàbí onísọ, right?
Ó dà ní ìsẹ̀yìn méjì ń tajà. Mo ń bọ̀ o ìyá Ṣọlá, ẹ máa bá ń wo èèyàn kan fẹ́ rajà tiẹ̀, ẹnìkan náà fẹ́ rajà tí yín ta lẹ́ẹ̀kọ̀ọ̀kan dá lóhùn. Kò lè jọra wọn. Fún ìdí èyí tá a bá wá ní ẹbí àbárà kan tá a lè fi àwọn àgbàlagbà wa tọ́. Mo mọ àwọn iléeṣẹ́ kan wà ní ìsìn àwọn ti gbà gẹ́gẹ́ bí iṣẹ́ pé ìtọ́jú àgbàlagbà àkópolówó ọjà ṣùgbọ́n àwọn kan fi ń ṣiṣẹ́ pé àwọn àgbàlagbà tẹ̀ ń wò yìí àwọn náà nílò ìtọ́jú bó ti tọ́ àti bó ti yẹ. Ìkíní kan ṣáà ni pé ṣáwọn náà ń ṣe bó ṣe tọ́ àti bó ti yẹ ní tó jà wá lógún nù torí pé kò sẹ́ni tí ò ní dàgbà kò sí tá a bá wá dàgbà ní tá a ṣe ṣàfẹ́ gbàrú ẹ̀ bá a ṣe ń tọ́jú àwọn àgbà ṣe káwọn ọmọ tiwa náà káwọn náà tọ́jú wa bẹ́ẹ̀ kókó ni pé ẹ jẹ́ ká ṣe ìtọ́jú àwọn àgbàlagbà wa ẹ jẹ́ á ṣèkẹ́ wọn torí ire míì tí wọ́n sùn fún yàn lásìkò tẹ̀ ń tọ́jú wọn yẹn kinní kan ni pé ẹlòmíì sọ pé àgbàlagbà táwọn míì bá ti dàgbà tán àwọn náà ti padà di ọmọ kékeré wọ́n ti padà di ọmọ kékeré so ẹ máa wò wọ́n pé grandma ẹ ṣe wá máa ṣe léyìí kì í ṣẹ̀bi wọn nature bó ti ṣe kọ́ nìyẹn bí nature bó ti ṣe kọ́ nìyẹn so ọlọ́run ọba yóò bá wa ṣe àwọn àgbàlagbà wa ọlọ́run ó fi rọ̀ wá lọ́rùn àwa náà táwa náà fẹ́ dàgbà ọlọ́run ó fi rọ̀ àwa náà lọ́rùn láti dàgbà.
I'd like to pick it up from where Adedamola stopped by saying that think about it. Personally, consider how you would love to be taken care of when you are elderly, and do the same for your elderly ones. If you would love to be taken care of a certain way, then take care of your elderly ones that same way. Of course, he ended it with a very important prayer that God, helps us, every one of us, to take very good care of anyone that needs to be taken care of, whether elderly or, whatever age range. God continues to strengthen and give us wisdom in that regard in Jesus' name. Amen. Okay, so I believe that at this point, we are going to be wrapping up on the show this afternoon. Thank you so much for staying with us. We hope that you have learned 1, 2, or more things. Signing out, I am Anu Kolade Abiodu. Stay tuned to Wells Radio 89.3 FM.
To masu sauraro mun gode da zama a wannan shirinmu na yau. Ku ci gaba da jin Wells Radio 89.3 FM sai mun sake haduwa.
Afambo Chukwuemeka Munachiso. Biko ndị Igbo na-ege anyị ntị. Mbọsị nta ka anyị chụọ n'owole nchi. Chineke gozie unu.
Ọpẹ́ pàtàkì lọ́wọ́ àwọn tá a jọ ṣe lọ́sàn-án tòní tó fi dùn tí gbẹ̀gbọ̀n fi kàn sí lórúkọ alága àti ìgbìmọ̀ tí wọ́n ń darí ìkànnì West Radio 89.3 FM. Báwa bá ti dìde Adélérè ń bọ̀ lórí ìròyìn eré ìdárayá lédè ìbò àti tí yóò máa mú gbogbo ẹ̀pọ̀ mọ́ra wọn. Ẹ jẹ́ ká wàá lọ ná ká lè láǹfààní àti padà wá lẹ́ẹ̀mí akúọ̀la Jímọ̀ lónìí aṣọ̀pọ̀ rẹ̀ láyé láàyè àti láàyè ìdẹ̀ra Adédàmọ́lá Olóyèdè ọmọ bàbá Olómiye ló dágbére pé ó dìgbà.